Hello, everyone. Welcome to Demo Cambodia, an evening of technology brought to you by the American Chamber of Commerce in Cambodia. We actually started doing this type of program 2 or 3 times a year, starting 5 years ago. This is the first time we have done one online. But some time had gone by, so we wanted to not wait too long and see if we could take advantage of technology, which is our mission at the ICT committee, and see if we could do a webinar and make that work. Thanks very much again to the American Chamber of Commerce, to the board president, Anthony Galliano, and to the executive director, Mr. Travis Mitchell. AmCham is now celebrating this year 25 years of promoting business in Cambodia, and in particular business between the United States and Cambodia. And I am obligated to tell you, and I heartily tell you, that now is a great time to join the American Chamber. It's larger than it's ever been in its 25 years, so it's a great opportunity. These are the kinds of programs we put on. We have committees focused on education, on ICT, on women's issues, and basically anything to do with growing your business, whether it's a small business or a large multinational. The American Chamber is. So today, we are kicking off our normal program for the Demo Cambodia event, and we will have a keynote presentation. We are pleased and honored to have His Excellency Dr. Chhieng van Munin, who is the CEO of Khmer Enterprise. That is an organization under the Ministry of Economy and Finance, focused on promoting small and medium business and startup culture and entrepreneurship in Cambodia. I will probably with a little bit of a digital and technology flavor. And Dr. Van Munin will give a presentation about that organization and its mission here in Cambodia. And then following that, we have software demos, and we like to do real demos, not investor presentation or PowerPoint slides, but actual show the software. We have Dr. Munin Chhieng, the CEO of MeetDoctor. Which is a application that helps you find the right health treatment in Cambodia and maybe elsewhere. And we have also Mr. Sokliep, who is the CEO of SalaTech, which is an education technology company. And finally, we have Mr. Kim Long Navin, who is the co-founder and business development director for Workingna, which is an application that will help you find workers or help you as a worker find a job. But first, let me explain, as we go through this, after each segment, we will have a question and answer session. Normally, we do that in person with a microphone, but you can just type your questions into Facebook. We will select some of the questions and then we can ask them of the software demos and of Dr. Van Munin. So that's how that works. And without further ado, I welcome Dr. Van Munin. Thank you very much again, Your Excellency, for being part of the demo day, and we look forward to your presentation. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Chris, for the warm introductions. I hope the shared tray can come up. Can you show my slide? It's okay. I can. Yes. Thank you. First, I would like to share a little bit about Khmer Enterprise. We are here to inspire and connect and transform many of the idea into real world. So these are the things that we keep in our mind when we want to work with startup or SME or association who want to help build the Cambodian ecosystems. Please go to the next slide. So our visions is very straightforward. Our mission is we want to be the national platform for promoting entrepreneurial activities, and we work on 4 principles. The first operating principle is very straightforward with us. We receive the fund from the Ministry of Economy and Finance, and most of the KPI we have to attach with their spending. And so we have a yearly budget, just like any other organizations. Even though we work under the Ministry of Finance, we are quite autonomous in that sense, is that the ministry allowed us to work freely, mostly within our guideline, obviously, but with any partner that we think are suitable that can help us to achieve our goal. We work with as PPP most of the program that we have. So today, for example, we work with MangoTango, with AmCham as our partner to showcase our startup, a few of our startup that has been with Khmer Enterprise for quite some time, and we want to showcase them to our broader community. We look at a very balanced approach. We don't do everything ourselves. We constantly getting feedback from our partners. Sometimes could be from Chris. Sometimes I have a chat with Chris and see what the ecosystem need, and we design it accordingly. And sometimes we could get other feedback from other partners. So please go to the next slide. So our prioritized sectors as 4. Today we choose ITC as one of the sector to showcase today. But in fact, there are 3 other sectors that Khmer Enterprise is helping build a better, improved ecosystems in Cambodia. There are services, agriculture, and manufacturing. So please go to the next slide. So if I want to give you a little bit about our core programs, we basically have 4 groups of people that help, within Khmer Enterprise, help to build the ecosystem in Cambodia. First of all, we want to start with entrepreneurial cultural promotions. So this team basically raise awareness. They work with, as early as high school student, youth student, for them to understand the opportunity, the risk that they should take if they want to take this path. And then we have the second group called the work on capacity upgrading, especially, for example, we work with, we have 2 startups here. They identify themselves as entrepreneur, and they want additional support from Khmer Enterprise. So our team that look after the capacity upgrading will work with the startup that joined Khmer Enterprise. So for example, I think MeetDoctor, joined Khmer Enterprise in different programs, and SalaTech, joined Khmer Enterprise from another different program. So they all come together at Khmer Enterprise to build their network and so forth. We have another group called seed funding, which typically provide grant to startup for them to build their own prototype so that they can test, validate their idea within the ecosystem. And the other group is networking, which is a new group that just formed this year, supposed to help to do networking between ecosystem builder with Khmer Enterprise as well as startup and SME within the ecosystem. So they're networking to showcase products in the ecosystem, the new one, or could be the services from service provider to service consumer. So please join our event from time to time when we do networking events. Please go to the next slide. I would like to just go brief on this. Within our capacity upgrading, we do entrepreneurship, like the one I mentioned to you before, training and so forth. Business development, sometimes we have advisory to help business to move forward. We have market readiness, basically to help to test your product within the market. We have some sort of solution. Sometimes we work with universities on specific field. I could give you example of ITC. We work with ITC on create new products for startup who want to enter a market. So typically they build they use the agriculture products, raw product, change it into a consumable product through processing, and we are able to help them sometime in terms of compliance, make sure it's safety to consume, make sure they get all the validation before they go out to the market. And of course, the legalization, sometimes we help our startup to formalize their business so that investor are interested to invest with them. Please go to the next slide. Within the entrepreneurship culture promotions, there's 4 phases. I will not go into detail with this one because I already mentioned a few of those already. I like to spend some more time with the next couple of slides. So please go to the next one. Seed funding. This is the slide where I want to spend a little bit of time because, as we know, Khmer Enterprise has 4 sectors that we allow to work in. So agriculture, ICT, manufacturing, and services. But within each sector, an idea before it become an SME will have to go through several phases of transformation before it can go become a big enterprise. So if you have an idea, which is the very early stage, you can see from your left, this is where you have an idea and not enough support. The idea will just die. There's no incentive to work in it. There's no place, no consultation, no supporting structure to help you. So Khmer Enterprise is really focusing on this. So that's why we provide a capacity for people to sit at Khmer Enterprise to meet our mentor, sometimes to share idea among startups so that they can improve their business idea. When they kind of graduate from the idea to the early stage startup, sometimes they need a little bit of grant. So sometimes we provide some grant in this early stage. We then connect you to startup. We call the startup venture capitalists, where they're looking to your idea, looking to whether you come through an organization that help you to understand the basics, negotiation in terms of how much fund you should receive, how much equity you should give out. These are the phases where Khmer Enterprise actively help startup to actually get more investment opportunity. Today, there's no different. We work with MangoTango today so that have a look at the startup that come from Khmer Enterprise, see whether you are interested in investing or continuously to follow them should the opportunity arise. The later phase, Khmer Enterprise also are able to work with the SECC, which is the initial public offer in Cambodia. So if the startup has the opportunity to reach the public board, of course we would like to help. And all the legal fees and everything Khmer Enterprise could help to support a startup and SME who want to enter into the stock market board. Please go to next slide. This is the new group. I would like to take a little bit of time to explain about these slides. So Khmer Enterprise have a new group called Business and Networking. And this group is basically trying to network all the VC, as well as the government, as well as the international organizations within our ecosystem to meet together with startup and SME together as well to understand what we need to move as a group so that we can benefit from it. And we have about 4 or 5 meetings that we already aligned for this year, and it would cover government direction so that big organization can take that as an opportunity to rearrange the organization to follow and try to solve the same problem. Our local business can actually understand where it's going, take that opportunity to make additional direction for their business growth, and the international partner to understand where we're going so they can join with us as part of one pipeline where our startup or our business can go outside Cambodia, not just within our local economy. Please go to the next slide. This is I call them the Cambodia ecosystem genetic markup. This basically, all the organization that Khmer Enterprise identified within our first year. So this slide is a little bit, a living slide. So if you don't see your name in there and you think that, yes, Khmer Enterprise should be working with you, please tell us. We would like to reach out to you, our networking team, the brand new team that I just mentioned. We'll reach out to you, talk where we can work together. And we should, put some sort of program together to work to build the ecosystem. So as you can see, there's, agriculture, manufacturing, service, and ICT, and they're all color-coded. Your organization might have only one color-coded because you might help a particular sector. And also, you can work with us to actually increase your visibility and your work with Khmer Enterprise. And it ranges from left to right. You can see there's a government sector, there's an organization, there's association and the VC, and also go all the way to financial institution, which we think is important for our startup and SME to get additional fund. Sometimes it could be in terms of borrowing, sometimes it could be, get credit assessed so that they can actually be able to get other sort of other channels of financial support. Please go to the next slide. I would like to just go briefly over this. We have so many partners we have done this year. We have the 500, Angle 500 program run by 500 startups from Silicon Valley. We have Impact Hub to run a couple programs for us. We have She Invest to run digital resource center. We have many other partners that come to work with Khmer Enterprise to build our ecosystem together. And I would also want to mention we launched a program that runs with AUPP with Stanford and Khmer Enterprise. Just launched it last 2 weeks. And this is bringing Stanford program to Cambodia, and it's available for all the business executive and senior government officials to be able to work together, talk the same language, so that when we discuss on topic, there's a commonality that they can talk together and solve the same problem. Please go to the next slide. There's more and more of these programs. As you can see, these are the partners that we identify. Some of them are in progress. Some of them, we already work together. And I, also invite you to come to work with us. If you see there's an opportunity where you can be a critical player in this ecosystem. I would like to also mention that Khmer Enterprise don't work in a sense that, we go and take work from the ecosystem. Think of us as an organization who fund the best, ecosystem builder in Cambodia. So if you think you are great and you think you can have an idea to contribute, you need some fund to help to build the ecosystem, and you can identify some work that you're unique, different from other people, come to work with Khmer Enterprise. We're more than happy to sit down and talk to you and build a program together. I think there's so many of these partners, I probably won't have time to go through all of them. So please go to next slide. And there's this, I would like to take this opportunity to mention one program only. This is one of the flagships of Khmer Enterprise. During COVID-19, 2020, a lot of business were hit by COVID-19. So we designed an assistance package giving to all startup and SME that are, they are very strong. Some have a very good potential to become a very good startup in the future. And among these, we managed to give out about $400,000 worth of a grant to 27 companies. And we hope to continue to do this this year and next year. So this year we aim $600,000 to give to all startup and SME who think they have potential to sustain and build. They have to contribute to the Cambodian economy. And if they think they are very unique and they have a good potential, come and talk to us. Follow Khmer Enterprise Facebook page. You can apply through it. Please go to the next page. Yes, this is another award that we come this year. I think MangoTango also win one of these partner with Khmer Enterprise, win one award in here. I think you should apply to MangoTango this year. They're going to start running a program. So, we as I mentioned, we're not going to build this ourselves. We give it to our ecosystem builder to go and build this program for us. And please follow MangoTango website. They might have some programs and description on how to enter these programs. I would like to just mention just MangoTango, but there's also 2 other partners that build the other 2 awards for us. And please follow Khmer Enterprise in that case if you want to follow, if you are, want to follow our awarding scheme. Next slide, please. And yes, so we come up to the end. And if you have any question, please either send question directly to Khmer Enterprise, or you could approach MangoTango, because I have some program work with Chris. Therefore, there's a lot of things that we can follow after this talk. Thanks a lot, Chris.
Thank you very much, Excellency Dr. Van Munin. That was a really interesting overview. Thank you so much for the presentation. It's really amazing to see the support that the royal government of Cambodia is putting behind not just the startup world, but also the digital economy world. I firmly believe that when you look at Southeast Asia is the fastest growing region in the world. It will be for the next 10 years. Within 10 years, we will have 200 million more families in the middle class across Southeast Asia. There's no reason that Cambodia or any of the other nations that are part of ASEAN can't be part of a global revolution in technology, in small, medium, or even enterprise businesses that have an impact in the region and around the world. And I know a lot of people in Cambodia who have big ambitions for their technology startups and even their non-technology startups. But I think nowadays everything has technology in it. So thank you so much for that. I'm going to take a few minutes and see if we have any questions coming in from the audience. I will start out with one question. Dr. Van Munin, if you could maybe talk a little bit about the challenges of COVID to the program. You mentioned the support that the government provided, but how did you plan for that, and what were the challenges, and what programs were successful to sort of help us get the COVID period? Oh, and you're
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Chris, for the questions. Obviously, Khmer Enterprise is not unique in the sense that we are immune to COVID-19. We have the same problem as other startups or SME. Because of COVID-19, many things was put on hold, and a lot of things we just, completely need to scrape out completely and redo and rethink. However, we didn't let that stop us. I think if you look at Khmer Enterprise, we have done so many things during COVID-19 that most people think that, we run COVID-19 as if there's no COVID-19. I think that's the summary that I get from some of my partners. And it's true, because the moment we realize that COVID-19 have impact on the ecosystem, and we know it's going to impact us, we immediately start to think about the program that we help our SME, because we know that's in big demand. So immediately we designed the assistance package in 2020 to help so many SME. And that received so many people applying. I mean, this year we're going to run again. And, we target that last year and this year, it should be close to $1 million in terms of assistance fund that we give to the ecosystem. So number one is that we move very quick. So we realize the problem, we change it straight away. We change some of the program put on hold, we find replacement immediately. And when we find replacement, we look for replacement that in high demand. So the assistance package and so forth was in high demand. Digital learning, we know that it's in high demand. So we brought Stanford here. We want to send people abroad, selective few that have very good potential to go to Stanford, do the learning over there. But then COVID-19 came, we think it's better to bring Stanford back to Cambodia. So, and then provide the digital training, and we find a university who can do it, AUPP, American University of Phnom Penh, able to host the space so that, people can go and study physically plus virtually. So Khmer Enterprise understand that, yes, we have an impact just like everybody else, but we have to be quick, and we have to create looking for demand, where demand, we fill in the gap. Thanks, Chris.
Oh, great. That makes sense. And here's a question from the audience. can you talk about, you mentioned that Khmer Enterprise can help with funding. Can you talk a little bit about how that works? How do people get access to that?
Okay. So in terms of funding, Khmer Enterprise has a variety of instruments. I will categorize to about 3 different phases: the startup, and then the SME, and then the ecosystem builder, the partner. So I'm not sure whether the question asked was about the startup, SME, or the ecosystem builder, but I cover in general so that it doesn't matter which question, and general audience can also get it as well. For the startup, if you want to come to Khmer Enterprise, I think we have a program called Blue Tribe team, Blue Tribe from last year. There are a lot of startups enter this program, and then not all of them will receive grant, obviously. Some got knocked out, and only selected few receive grant from Khmer Enterprise. So that's how you get fund from Khmer Enterprise. If you're a startup, you enter some program with us, top 10 or top 20%, and you have a good potential, then you get grant from us to build your prototypes. The SME could come at the assistance package, as I mentioned. Sometimes you could come to us through our online link that you can register, and you will be contacted from Khmer Enterprise, and we work with you to find out whether you have to fill out a lot of detail about your business, and then we can use that as a benchmark compared to other business that apply. And we have a process where you have to come in and sit with our judges. I think some of our contestants here came and sit in front of, show their business in front of our judges and they are from, VC firms. Sometimes they very good serial entrepreneur. Sometimes they come from a financial institution. So these are the judges that Khmer Enterprise go out there and get to actually help to review the people who apply for grant. And sometimes they don't get the grant, but they get a lot of advice. Sometimes they get advice and they also get the grant. And then we can work together to see whether that business follow the instruction that the judges set out for them to receive 100% of the grant. And so far, I think the 2020, from 2020, almost everybody get 100% of their grants already because they fulfill the requirement that's set out by the judges, and Khmer Enterprise only need to follow whether they achieved it. So that's another way of receiving funds from Khmer Enterprise. And the third one is that if you are an ecosystem builder in some way, you could be similar to, you either could be educational partner, you could be, PR partner, or you could be, VC partner. If you look at Khmer Enterprise Facebook page, we always post, please bid for the program, please, participate in our new idea. If you participate and bid for those programs, we will invite you to come and showcase your business, what you can do for what Khmer Enterprise want to do. And should you win that bid, then of course you receive the fund from Khmer Enterprise to implement the program that Khmer Enterprise wants to do. So there's 3 types of fund, in general, that you can get from Khmer Enterprise.
Thank you. That's very helpful. I think people are very interested to learn how they might qualify to get funding to grow their company. And actually, there's a couple of questions here in the same area, which is more like, can you recommend, or what types of companies might be most successful to start up in Cambodia? That's a difficult question to answer because it could be anything, I think. But
yeah,
I will say, how about this? A company that has a big potential market, big potential audience. But anyway, that's the question. How do people choose? Like, what's a good thing to start?
Actually, at Khmer Enterprise, we're quite lucky to work with so many startups and SME. So we understand what kind of business will impact by COVID-19, what's not impacted by COVID-19. So I might not know everything. If I do know what type of business, specifically that is growing COVID-19, I might just do it myself. But in general, it's very hard to do. But you should follow the general trends. So, for example, COVID-19 came. what sector grows? The sector that grow, logistics is growing, agriculture is growing, especially agriculture processing is growing, because it doesn't matter what type of issue we have. We still need to eat. We still need to, we still need to have food delivered to our place if we can't go out. So these are the two sectors that's growing. So think about what happened when COVID-19 disappeared. Would people enjoy ordering online? Should you move to e-commerce space? These are the questions you have to think, for yourself. With population, as our population will enjoy, not going out there and meet each other. You have to have a coffee. Can they still continue to do online? So you have to think about what's happening now, and then what move, after COVID disappear. What area will stay and grow? What area will shrink a little bit because of the way how people operate in Cambodia. In other countries, I'm sure when they move to e-commerce, they might stay. They won't want to go back. But will we stay, 100% in e-commerce when we move? Will we lose our customer when they go? These are the things that we need to think about. So, for example, right now, marketing agency usually having a very difficult time because business is not growing. It's the same problem. But should COVID-19 disappear, you think it's going to grow? Yes, I think it's going to grow because business come back. So those that remain strong, those that can survive during this COVID-19 will grow for sure. They will have a good future once everything come back. So and export, for example, agriculture for export is always a big market because COVID-19 slowed down all the traveler. If you are just passenger. But exporting outside the country with big cargo, it's no risk of COVID-19 at all. That just still continue to go out with or without COVID-19. In fact, it's better with COVID-19 because we are agriculture, we have a very strong agriculture portion in the economy. So we should be continuing to grow this sector despite the COVID-19. So this kind of, if you look at this kind of angle, what is growing, and you look at, the sector that's not growing, but it might grow after COVID-19. So take that opportunity to jump and prepare yourself for that growth.
That's great. Thank you very much. Okay, I think we have time for one more question, and then we'll move on to the to the demos. Here, it's a very general question, but what is most challenging for startups? And I know there's different levels of startups, but maybe there's something. I know what. Okay. I think it's finding a team.
Yes.
But,
yes, Chris. Thanks for that. Yes, difficult with startup is team. Number one is team. I did a couple startup in Sydney. Definitely is team. And then after that is team culture. So once you have the team, you try to understand whether you as a group you can move or not, and that will be the culture within the team. So I can give you an example. When I was interviewed by a company, I was the first two employee within the to build the infrastructure for them, ICT infrastructure. The first thing they do is that they want someone very aggressive, which is if it's wrong, say it. And they also want the opposite of that person. Okay, if it's wrong, how can you say it so it won't upset people? But they don't want two engineers to be in the same category. They don't want two engineers to be aggressively say it's wrong all the time if something goes wrong. And they don't want two engineers who just happy all the time, doesn't want to raise concern, just fix the problem. They want one to raise and one to fix the problem. The two most seniors should have that mindset to start with, so that when they recruit a younger engineer to join, so when we have other engineer to join, me and my partner, it's not a bad cop or good cop approach, but I will try to be sensible of what I say, and my partner will be, play the other role of opposite of what I will do, so that we can get the contrast in opinions and balance it out. And then the third one is funding. If you don't have enough money or enough fund to run the enough runway to do that startup, then you have good people, have good culture, and then we're struggling to survive, and that's not good. So it has to come out with good people, good culture, sufficient fund to prove yourself, and the third one is network. Because when I was in Sydney, my CEO has a very good network. He can talk to CEO of all the banks in Sydney. So therefore, we are building financial, application for the bank. He has no problem getting people to be interested in the software. So he talked directly to the director of each bank, and that will elevate the company evaluation very quick because get the one of the big 5 banks to be interested in the company. So yes, all that important, but start with, you're right, start with just the people and then move to the culture and move to the fun and then move to the networking. So you have all that, all the startup, you have all that. That's good, you have the strong foundation to be very successful.
That is an excellent point. Thank you very much for that. And of course, once you have all that in place, you still need to do so much more.
Yes, that's right.
That is the foundation. And Khmer Enterprise is really, I think, being very instrumental to help in Cambodia to establish that foundation. So I want to thank very much His Excellency Dr. Chhieng Van Munin. Thank you so much for your time and your insights on this, and we appreciate it very much.
Thank you, Chris.
So now we will move on to our software demos, and we are planning to start with Mr. Sokliep, who is the CEO of SalaTech, an educational tech company here in Cambodia. So I will turn it over to you. And I think you've had some interaction with Khmer Enterprise as well.
Yeah. Thanks, Chris, and thank Bong Wan for your presentation. And would like to say good evenings to the audience on Facebook. So before I give you a demo of our web portal for students, let me introduce about me quickly. So my name is Liep Sok. I am the CEO and founder of a company called Sala. So basically, we create Sala with a simple vision to enrich student journey. As you're probably aware, over 50,000 students graduate from high school annually. That requires to seek for alternative, right? Seek for their future journey from transitioning from high school to university. And as you probably noticed that COVID have impact, right, from every sector, from every business. But imagine if students whose majority live in the province that have to travel across Cambodia to find university information, to be able to enroll to any university with current solution, because current solution right now is students have to come to every university campus to find university information, to buy and to apply to university. So that is the current situation. So basically, Sala is here to solve those challenges that block, the next transitioning of high school student to university. So then I would love to share you my screen, which is coming. So I hope you see my screen right now, right? Okay, so basically Sala is a two-side marketplace that is the first university and school information portal. So that bring all the educational opportunity and promotions to Cambodian students. As you're probably aware, Sala also is a two-side marketplace, right? So we have students, but also we also have university to connect to more students as well. Through Sala, we empowering students to access to all information about, university in Phnom Penh. And also at the same time for university and school partner, be able to get connect to connect and engage through our student community. So the web portal consists with 2 languages, and right now I just present into English, like many of our audience could be imaged. So basically, the portal consists with 3 main categories. So on the top, more or less, we want to give a sense of students who graduate, right? Who may not know what they want to do. So kind of want to have like a trigger, right? It's like, hey, what do you want to do? You want to become the civil engineer, you want to become a doctor or programmer. So that kind of allows students to trigger what they want to do. And for students who actually know a little bit what they want to do in terms of, you know, university, name or major, so they could straight here to type on the university name, right? But if they kind of want to explore a little bit on, you know, what major course, so they could do the Discovery College and University in then. But sometimes students probably know half of it. They probably know about major that they want to study, they want to take when they graduate. So let's imagine a student live in AmCham who would love to be a doctor, right? But they don't know what major or school. So normally they should come to career guide, which give them a sense of what doctor role should be, right? Or potentially they also can come here and explore a major or category of, you know, of what they want to study, right? Engineer, programming, finance, medical, and doctor. But last but not least, you know, some students have no clue, right? They probably need more advice. So we also provide a tool, you know, that kind of want to empower students that they probably have a hidden talent and they don't know. So do that type of assessment about their personality, knowing themselves before choosing what the right major or subject that, you know, they could do. And the same way, this is our partner. And then this is where our potential new prospective partner, university or education institute can sign up. And then the last part, our company footer, more or less to, you know, like giving students ways to navigate, you know, go to public, private university, run their own tests, careers, and about us. And so let me show you a little bit. So this is where students can just a landing page. But let's say a student would be a designer, right? So basically, probably public, you know, maybe they want to become a freelancer, public administration. So this page actually giving a sense of, you know, what public administrations, you know, are gonna do. You know, what type of, you know, subject that they have to perform. And then what type of, you know, career that they could fall into, and also what university that offer this type of career or major. So this is give a student a little bit insight before they choosing any school or major, but coming to understand, right, what their future career look like. Okay, then of course, you know, because this is still new, you know, we also would love to get student, you know, if student come here, they probably did not see what major career that they, you know, they expect to see. So we love to get more feedback, like, you know, requests from students so they can write, you know, accounting, and then put their email or make a request, and our team will help them, you know, in the next couple of days so that they can have the article. Oh, sorry. Okay. And then for major, so basically this comes to list all university. Right now, this is the market we focus in Phnom Penh. So basically, students can navigate to all university in Phnom Penh. So let's pick one of our university partner, which is American University of Phnom Penh. So basically, students can see a little bit of the landing page of the university. So this is like verified, which means we have work and have the agreement with the university partner and all information after that. So the university page here consists with an overview about university, such as what the top 3 things that make a UPP stand out, the name, the website, the location. Then also have ability to see, understand the experience through the like image right now, right? If student cannot traveling, so student can see the campus through this image. The ability to see the tuition, I think probably there's some information is missing. The program, the scholarship available, and the exchange program. There is some information missing since we are moving from our current platform, and now this is the new upgrade. So hopefully there will be more information available for each university portal. And then, for category, so basically this part, so student can see what university offering engineer as the major. So basically, this is all university that have major engineering major. Okay, so this is like 1-2 pages. So student can do it here, or they can directly search the name of the university if they know. And also, there's a navigate here between the public and private students to understand what all opportunity for them before making any choice of the university. And for students who may not know what they want to do, what university that they want to take, so basically, students can just take the orientation test by just signing up an account here. And that's linked to some of the basic tests about like personality tests that allow students to aware more about themselves. And then by the end of the test, we have concluded the point or the score of the test, and then giving a suggestion about the student personality, and also suggest potential major that would fit to their personality. Okay, and in the upcoming milestone, we also want to link what university that have that offer that type of major. So hopefully in the the next couple of weeks, you probably see more feature when you visit SalaTech.co, which is our new web portal, and this gonna be the replacement of the previous version of salaenrollment.com. So
that's really great. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm just cognizant of time, and I just wanted to leave some time for questions. So did you want to just wrap up for 1 minute, and then we can take some questions? Okay.
Sure. So look, as I mentioned, 50,000 students are going to face with difficult challenge this year. So we hope, and we are looking for key potential partner, key potential customer who could support and bring this portal to be able to reach to our potential student who needs support during this difficult time. So if you reach out to our team through SalaTech.co, or reach out to our company website, and we would love to talk to all of you. And yeah, thanks for having me for Demo Cambodia. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you very much for your time and your demo, and also I was very impressed in particular with what looks like some learning to help students think through what kinds of careers they might be good at, and that was in the Khmer language, some personality tests. Is that based on your research or on machine learning, or is it from some best practices somewhere about helping students find careers?
Thank you. So basically now it's just based on some knowledge and partner experience like FUSAC, who supporting us to provide the collaboration and working experience like in exchange to be a orientation test. So right now it's basically we use the test that have been done 10 years already by FUSAC. And we looking forward to build machine learning in the upcoming months or year, depending on what type of need after the next academic year. And we will see what type of milestone or feature we're going to be implement for the upcoming year. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. That's really nice. So you said in a couple of weeks there will be a new version?
Yes, there will be a mobile app, and also we're gonna have like this officially launched in the next couple of weeks as well. Yeah, that include with some possibility with a connect where student can ask question about major, about career, or probably other subject or concern, in terms of what that can make their decision or their learning more experience better.
Great. So I think that was the main question, and we'll take additional questions, and maybe at the end, if we have some extra time, we can ask those as well. So thank you very much for your time. So now let's move to the next software demo, which is MeetDoctor with Dr. Tom. Thank you very much again, Leo. Tom. Okay. So now, Dr. Tong.
Yes. Do you hear me?
Yes, that's
okay.
Great.
Thank you so much, Chris. And good evening, His Excellency Chen Van Munin, and good evening, Salah. Good evening, Workingna, and good evening, all the audience on Facebook. And thank you so much for having me on Demo Cambodia, the event of AmCham. Okay, so let me introduce myself a bit. My name is Nat Bontongi, or you can call me Dr. Tong. I'm the CEO I'm CEO and co-founder of MeetDoctor. Let me give you a little bit background of MeetDoctor. So we started MeetDoctor as a school project, in 2018, and everything changed because we see this is a big issue, and then we moved this idea to the program called Smart Spark, which organized by Impact Hub to learn about entrepreneurship skill. And then the next stage, we moved to the UNDP Blue Track program, which also supported by Khmer Enterprise. And then after that, we also got supported from Khmer Enterprise. And up until now, we are serving we have the real service for our community. So MeetDoctor, so if you asking me what is MeetDoctor, I can tell you MeetDoctor is the telemedicine startup, or I can tell you that MeetDoctor doing something to help people with medical conditions to get fast and easy access to high quality doctor anywhere and anytime, where online platform with the services of automated medical appointment scheduling, telecommunications, storage of medical record, healthcare marketplace, delivery, and payment solutions. So I think I'm not gonna talk more about MeetDoctor right now, story or solution problem, but I would just go through with our version of our mobile app. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay. All right, so for now we have a testing version of MeetDoctor. We start with, so today I'm going to present you with a few points. One is how we sign up or sign in MeetDoctor. And then the second one, we're going to talk about how to get online consult through MeetDoctor applications. And the third one, I want to tell you about booking appointment with doctor. And the fourth one is about health checkup, not just talking to doctor, but we also can get like a real health service by taking blood to the laboratory. Another one is about the function of chatting with MeetDoctor. And the last one I will tell you about the special thing of MeetDoctor. Okay, so let's start with sign in, because sign up is maybe take a while. So we're gonna sign in with just a mobile phone. So we start with mobile phone here, and then we type a password. It's very easy to sign in, and then you can access to the mobile app. And this is the home page of MeetDoctor. From what you can see, we want to make it simple for user, but this is still in testing, and this is the very first version of MeetDoctor app. And then I told you earlier that I'm going to show you about how to get online consult. So you see the top blue one. You see the top blue one. It's a MeetDoctor's anywhere with chart called video options. So there's no more self-diagnosis, not anymore. Okay. So we go click there. And then we see how the online consultation work. So the first step we need to do is to select specialty from there. So we have many specialties, and we have partnered with many doctors, I think more than 100 doctors already, and 18 specialties in Cambodia. But all of them are Cambodian doctor. We haven't thought of working with international doctor yet, because we want to focus on our local first, but it will come in with the international one too. Okay. The top, I think for now, I'm going to present you with the top specialty that we serve right now with the dermatologist. So if a patient has a skin rash, or if a patient has any skin problem, they can go with the specialty, a dermatologist from the bottom one. And then they can see a list of doctor there. When they can, well, from this screen, you can see like the doctor name, specialty, year of experience, clinic, and also a price of consultations. From there, you also can see like a full profile of doctor here. And then from this page, you can just book right away. Just click book, and then you can book for in-person meeting at doctor clinic, or you can book online here. And then you can just type your appointment date and time, and then click the term and condition here, and then you can book doctor. So once you book, so what happened? You will see a notifications, and then a bit drop here. So this is an appointment list that you will meet a doctor. And from here, approve here, actually, maybe you can see from here at the bottom of the card, right button of the card. Okay, you see approved. It started with requested. I think I book on approved here. So approved here, because and then from the back end side, we're gonna contact to doctor, and then when the doctor will be available for the appointment, we gonna confirm the appointment. Okay, so what happened after they meet the doctor? So this is appointment, and then after consultation. So the appointment is at 7 a.m. and then they meet the doctor at 7 a.m. And what's next? So they talk to doctor through a platform. Actually, we have a chart, but this is down here, but we gonna move here to the up. So we can send like anything here, and we also can send from here directly to the doctor. So we can type anything and we can just call right there from here. Once you paid, you made the payment from here. So this is how it worked for our online consultations. And after that, doctor will give you a medical note to your applications. For example, Dr. Nyam Wallet here. So they have all your medical record here, like shift complaint, medical history, allergy, observation, diagnostic advice, and the next appointment. So we have like all the information about your health here. Okay, so this is how the online consultation work. So I think it's not so complicated because we believe that most of people age range from 30 to not 30 to 40 to 60. They are old and they might need to use something like simple. So we think of the simplicity for them. Okay, go back to the home page. We go to the second task by booking an appointment with doctor. Here at the second bar, we have meet doctor in person. Actually, we can go there, click book now, and we show the same things, not so different. But here we can only see, we see like all the doctor that not available for online, but they available for offline for booking at the clinic. Okay, but we haven't added any data yet, so I think it's the same things, not different. Once you book from there, you receive the appointment list here. And after that, after consultation with doctor at the clinic, they also send you all the information here too, so you can get information from doctor at the clinic. Okay, so now after booking an appointment with doctor at the clinic, we go to another task about health checkup. I mean, for now, it's so hard to go to the hospital and it's so hard to go to the laboratory. Then it is so risky during this pandemic, COVID-19. For example, now the government announced about the data, COVID data variant, and it's so scary. And we have to be cautious about that. And MeetDoctor have this service available for you at your home. So we have home health checkup. So we will send a nurse to your home. And before we send a nurse to your home, you have to book like something like diabetic screens advance. You can do like a whole body pack. You can do like a healthy body package. You can do like a chronic disease management, something like that. You just book from there. You buy a service. You give us all, some of your informations like name, age, gender, phone number, street, email, and then you can just click buy. And once you click buy, you will see like a test result here. So all the information is here. We're gonna give you back the lab result to the app. So you will have lab result from there. And after that, we also provide online consultation, free online consultation with a doctor for the lab interpretation as well. Okay, so I think it's almost done. We'll talk about another task. just chat with MeetDoctor. We know that most of Cambodian doctors don't know what to do. They don't know how to choose a doctor, and they don't know which doctor is good for them. So we create this functionality for them, for assisting them. I mean, they can chat anything to MeetDoctor, and then when we see it, we will just give them advice, give them options to select, and then they still can choose a doctor from the chat system. Okay, I think it's done for the functionality of our testing versions. And the last one, so you might ask why this app happened and why do we need it? Because we know that this is COVID-19 and it's so hard to go to the hospital. You know that people live in province, they need to see doctor in Phnom Penh. Why? Because most of them want to see specialist doctor, and there are not enough doctor in provinces. So how can they visit doctor, and how can they make sure that they are healthy? Okay, and the second one is about the history, the medical record. So all consultations, they will have a medical record. So when they visit another doctor, they will have the information for another doctor, if they are allowed. So this is very important for I mean, any patient. If I'm a doctor, I really need to see their conditions before. Like for example, every time you go to the hospital, all doctor need to ask you, you have any past medical history before? And then I think Cambodian patients, most of them say, I don't know, I don't have anything, I'm healthy. So this is so hard for doctor to make a diagnosis because we don't know like what happened to their family, what happened to them before. So I think this is the real application for them to keep the health, I mean, healthy, and to keep it, I mean, keep it for the future. If they get old, doctor know how to make the right diagnosis and know how to give the right treatment. Because when we get old, there's a lot of disease. Yes. I think this is something that I can share with you. I think maybe I ran out of time. Thank you so much.
Well, Dr. Tom, thank you so much for showing a demo of your application. It seems like something that is so important and so needed. I think anyone who has gone to the doctor and had to fill out a form of all of their medical history can see the benefit here, just to have it all in one place. And that seems to be a trend globally, to pull together the medical records. But that's just one small piece of your app, and it does seem like a really important tool. So if anyone has any questions from the audience, you can please ask it to Facebook, but I will start with one question.
Yes.
So what was, so when you decided to do your startup journey and you started this process to build the application, what was the most unexpected thing for you? What was something that you were not expecting to be part of the startup journey? Apart from everything.
Okay. So the first thing is about the startup journey. I never expect that I would become, I mean, in this field, I mean, a startup world. I never expect to be like that because when I was young, when I entered medical school, I want to be a cardiac surgeon. I mean, I told everyone I've been trained at a top hospital, including India hospital, and I visit like Switzerland, a Swiss hospital to learn about something special about heart. I want to be a cardiac surgeon, and I see it. I love it. I love heart. I love blood. I love how the heart beating, and then it's completely changed. I mean, I used to think like I'm gonna help people by perform any surgery, but now I'm helping people by doing technology. But I think it's a good thing. When I reconsider about these things, I told myself, if I become a cardiac surgeon, I will have only one people. I mean, at least one people a day. Yeah, but if I do this telemedicine, I probably have like millions of people a day. I don't know, but this is something that a big impact, and I love it so much because so my daily operations give me like a huge motivations. I mean, a big motivation for myself to continue this startup, because when I hear the word from patients, they love this service. They want this to be continued, and I mean, they feel thankful for a good explanation. I mean, medical explanation. And this is the things that I could do some things for the better healthcare system in Cambodia. Yes.
Well, thank you. That's a great story. I think it helps that you are a doctor, that you know a lot of the issues, and bring that to the application. Here's one question that came in from the audience. Very specific question. For the platform, for the application that you built, did you build that in-house? Did you have a CTO and a team, or did you outsource that to a third-party company to help with the software development?
We partnered with the technology company to build this application. I think in the near future we having in-house CTO soon, but because of trending and because of demand, so we need to move fast. So we need someone that could do it fast for us. Yeah.
Sure, that makes sense. And I think as long as you bring the product requirements and an understanding of the audience, you know, that doesn't and have a strong partner, whether that's in-house or outside, I think that's the important part. Well, thank you very much for your time and for your presentation. I'm just cognizant of time, so I want to. We said we would be done by 7, so I think we can go a little longer. But now let's turn it over to Mr. Kim Navin, who is the co-founder and in business development for Workingna, to talk about the platform. Welcome, Navin.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Chris, and good evening. First of all, I would like to say hello to His Excellency Dr. Munin, and good evening, Mr. Liu from SalaTech and Dr. Tong from MeetDoctor. And it's such a pleasure here for me to be on, one of the part of the Demo Cambodia. But we're supposed to have actual demo, just like the tools that are presented. But due to a problem, very unexpected problem, we could not launch the demo. And what we're gonna present you is a simple pitch deck that could explain you what our demo will be look like. And to in short, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Navin, and I am co-founder and business development at Workingna. So in short, Workingna is as I can say that to be easier to understand, is a digital platform that combine all the hiring services into one digital platform. And what we're trying to do is we want to combine all the recruitment process, the applying process into one digital platform. So to begin with, I have a PowerPoint presentation, but I think I would like to start with the story, some quick problem before starting the presentations. So before the idea of creating the Workingna and how it was born, I remember a very painful story. Me with my founder, the CEO, and other co-founder teams, we had a big problem. So when we first started a company, Careers Finder, a recruitment agency, and we faced so many challenges, such as like funding, just like we mentioned moments ago. And another big problem is the team. It's really hard for us. And I think that it's just not us, but apply to all the companies, or the startups, or the enterprise. I think we also face this problem. And I think to ensure a company's success, the
most important part is the human capital. And to solve the problem, after spending many years in the industry, working with HR, working with candidate, working with employer, and we identify the problem. And what we're doing every day is trying to offer a solution that tackles the problem. So I would like to move to the next slide. Starting from the problems, after spending years in the industry, my co-founders team found out a problem, and we identified that there is a gap between the employer and the job seeker side. So mostly, as we know that every startup, every HR is really having a hard time to recruit the best person, employee or a team to join them. And they need to conduct a lot of interviews, a lot of CV and shortlist, and still cannot get a good candidate. And from the candidate side, from the job seeker, they often feel distracted, stressed and disappointed after several interviews. So to sum up and easier to understand, I can say that for employer, they think that we are really lack of the human capital. Our human capital is not really fit enough. But for the job seeker perspective, they think that it's because of the company requirement. So we understand, we identify this problem, and we come up with solutions with the tools that we believe that this feature will help a lot of job seekers and employers to tackle this problem. So Workingna has already launched into the market since 2019 and acquired for about 60K users already. But what I'm going to present you today is the second phase version of our app. And we try to add more feature to differentiate ourselves from other competitors, and we add more value to have a job seeker to eliminate this problem. So moving to the next slide. As we can see that the problem that we meet, a lot of problems from the job seekers and from the employers. So as to align with the advancement of the Industry 4.0 as well, me and my co-founders, we think about an idea. We build a Workingna as a tool that could provide the hiring process into the automation mode, and we build the candidate assessment tools, not just a place for advertising job vacancies, but we also have the assessment tools, and also all the HR process. Everything can be conducted through our platform, through our web and mobile applications. Next slide, please. Okay. So next slide. Okay. I think you can show. Yes. So here's a quick overview on the tools, the features that we provide, the value to the our job seekers, and you might notice a lot of difference from other platform or other key players in Cambodia. So employer can post the vacancy on the website to advertise the vacancy or the jobs, and then that vacancy will be alert to our app. So mostly job seekers, they use apps, and employer, they use website. So every time they sign up, they will need to choose their skill, and they always receive the notification if the vacancy is relating to the skill. So the target announcement will help to deliver their ideal vacancy to them. And then for HR, they can conduct a first round interview through our platform by having the e-interview function. So this is eliminate the problem. It's like happened now, the COVID-19, we cannot go out, and HR spend a lot of time conducting shortlists and then calling the candidate for interview. So we embed this feature into a platform, and the employer could have a first round interview with the job seekers right away in our platform. No need to have any third-party platform at all. And the third feature is one of the most special feature that we would like to introduce into the recruitment platform, especially Workingna bringing this idea. So to be in short, we embed another behavior profiling test that I mentioned moments ago, that we also offer a tool to access each candidate. So this behavioral profiling test will be done in our app once the candidate has been shortlisted. The test is about to identify the candidate personality style, their career value, and their motivated skill. So before calling somebody or before accepting any candidates, you will need the candidate will be need to pass the first round interview and then decide by the assessment tools, by not just using your gut feeling, your experience to identify this candidate. So our tool will help you to give you the accurate hiring decisions based on our assessment tool, and we can identify that candidate personality style, career value, and their motivated skills based on our tests. They can be conducted through our platform. And then when they pass the test, when they pass your requirement, so this is the final stage that we also embed a manual process into this feature too. Mostly I can say that for SME, for startup, actually we don't have a like employment offer letter. Often if they successful interview with a company or with an HR, they go to work directly without. So we also embed this process, this document to reduce the HR task. So if they confirm the candidate, they will need just to sign the agreement or the letter of right away to the platform, and we have database to store it. Okay, moving to the next slide. Okay, so by adding the value into our job seeker site, we also offer more valuable tools to giving the process much more easier. So the first one, if the job seekers install our apps and upload their resume into our platform, Workingna, they will always receive a job that fit into their category. So which means, for example, if I work in marketing, I always receive or get access to the vacancy that is all about marketing, and a lot of jobs alert every day. And then when you apply for any vacancy, we have a algorithm, a rating review telling you which vacancy that fit you. So if you see that when you're applying a job, you see that you are having 4-star or 5-star or 3.5, which means that you are having the possibility to pass the shortlist, or the job is right for you. And our algorithm decide which vacancy that fits for you based on your level of experience, based on your category, based on your past experience as well. So at this stage, we help you to identify what skill, what vacancy fit for you. And also for the employer, if they see the candidate that has 4-star or 5-star, that candidate is highly likely to pass the shortlist stage. So with this stage, we can reduce the HR task to shortlist the candidate by just reviewing the rating, and so they can go to the first round interview directly without wasting any time. And the third one is that we have many other features, such as we embed a lot of features such as the resource and the other e-video learning for them to come into our platform. They can access to the resource to add more value to the skill. And they also can upload their resume. So their resume will be appear if they have enough information, if they watch the video a lot, their CV will be displayed in our premium database, which appear a lot in the employer database. So it's a platform where you can personal branding yourself as well. Next slide, please. Okay, so we are clearly identified ourselves to differentiate ourselves from our competitors. And here's the value propositions that we are focused on our two sides. So we have our customer, the employer, the company, and the SME, the startup, and our users, the job seeker who use our platform. For our customer, we're trying to combine all these tools, analytic tools, assessment tools, to make sure that your hiring decision is based on the assessment tools, not on your gut hiring feeling. So, which means that the accuracy or the hiring decision is much more accurate. And for the candidate, they also know the reason why they are rejected, and the employer also know more details about the candidate, much more than a job interview or a CV. So this is such a good feature that we can offer into our second page version. And for the HR side, a lot of process, a lot of tasks had been reduced by our platform. because since the interview stage, since the shortlist stage, since the test stage, we also combine it into a platform. So all they have to do is just to select their ideal candidate after the stage, the test or the interview right away, without having to call them, shortlist them, or coming to the office. So we eliminate a lot of manual process into a platform. Back to our users, we are not just a recruitment platform, not just bringing vacancy to you, but we also give the value to you by creating a lot of self-learning resources so that you can come back and forth into our platform Workingna to learn more, to develop your skill. And we have a lot of content videos regarding to your category, just like HR, self-development, marketing, so on and so forth, so that you can come back and so forth, learning and develop your skill in our platform. And another thing is the personal branding. So we don't want the job seekers to just come to a platform to find out the vacancy or work, but we want you to personal branding yourself. We want you to develop your CV, try to be professional as you can before applying any vacancy. So the rate of getting shortlisted is much more higher. And when your CV is much more professional, your profile is professional, and I will be like it a lot. So next slide, please. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So here's our competition matrix. So the audience and will be know clearly which we define ourselves. And I think that if you take a look at the old player, they are really old in our market, Cambodia. A lot of people know about it. And the left side, I can say that their main focus is to advertise the vacancy, and which means a marketplace. But from back to our side, Workingna, we are not just a marketplace, but we also a platform that make an evaluation, a selection tool, and a job matching for you. So you can come here to search for the vacancy, and we will teach you how to be professional when applying job. And we also teach and guide the HR how to select the best candidate for their vacancy or positions based on our assessment tools and our analytics from our database. So we clearly define ourselves, differentiate ourselves from other players. And with the feature coming into the phase 3, and I think that it will be adding value a lot to the job seekers and employers in Cambodia. Next slide, please. So here's a quick brief and overview about our marketing activity. Just like I mentioned ago, Workingna has been operated for 2 years already with more than 60K users already. And we have so many various marketing activity, both online and offline, influencer marketing. And we are able to acquire many job seekers already. But what we're trying to do is to add more value into our existing platform and try to eliminate the gut hiring decisions based on the gut feel or experience, but more than an assessment. And next slide, please.
That's all really quite interesting, that you've built in some of the technology to do the matching and do the matching and take some of the manual work out of it.
Thank you. Yes. Okay, so I think I have only one short demo clip to showcase about the process when employer post a vacancy and then job seeker apply. So the audience will get a quick more overview.
Okay. Let's see if the video works.
Okay, can you pause it a little bit? So first, when the employer posts the vacancy on the website, they're gonna appear on top on the mobile app as well as website. Okay, you can play, and then no need to pause anymore. Yes, okay. And then they will alert you based on your skill. If you are marketing, you're gonna receive a lot of vacancy related to marketing. You just one click, your application will be sent to the employer, getting shortlisted through our rating score, and then HR can set up the appointment, online interview to conduct first round. And if they pass, you need to pass another test, as a career value and personality and motivate skill test. So before accepting any candidate or reject any candidate, you are making decision based on the assessment tools, based on analytics, but not the gut feeling. So this is one of the biggest things that we're working at trying to do and eliminate the problem that happened here in Cambodia employment landscape. And I think with all of this feature and our marketing activities, we will try to educate the job seeker more and more so that they can apply the job, getting shortlist much higher chance and be more professionalism. And I believe that the journey of a successful business is depend on the human capitals. And as a Workingna, we try to envision our visions to build a hiring process, a one-stop hiring process on our digital platform to combine all the tasks and all the process. So thank you for your attention on our Workingna. So our second phase of the version will be launched maybe in 1 month. And stay tuned. You can go to the Facebook page website Workingna or Facebook Workingna. So thank you so much, Chris. Thank you, everyone, for your attention.
Thank you so much, Devin. And it was really, really great to see your application working. I know you had some technical challenges on the actual demo, but I think we got a sense of what it is. So I have one question, but I wanted to mention, I do think it's very interesting that we did not plan this in advance, but all of the tools, the applications, solutions that we saw today are exchanges. They are ways to connect people. So for the education market, to connect potential students with educational institutions, to connect through MeetDoctor, to connect patients and doctors, and here to connect potential applicants with people trying to find jobs. So that was just an accident that all three companies are in exchange. But I think it also speaks to the need for that kind of application and the power of it. And more importantly, I see a lot of people, yourselves included, doing work with machine learning and artificial intelligence to help with the matching process. So that's really quite interesting. So the question for you, for the app that you just demoed is, is the assessment a test for job fit or culture fit? Does it automatically approve or decline to move to the next step, or is there a manual process? Does the company get to see the information, or is it all just done by computer?
Okay, thank you, Chris, for this question. Such a good questions. Because this is the most special features that we would like to highlight. And to have a brief overview on the test, the test name is behavioral profiling test, and we focus on the 3 parts. So every time they did the test, they will answer the QCM, the multiple choice answer to test what they decide, what they're going to think based on the given situations. And that test we had deployed into market already, has been trusted by many local organizations and companies. So after they did the test, they will receive a test report which identify their type of personality, their career value, their motivate skill. For example, if you are looking for a marketing executive, let's say, so a marketing executive, it should be a person that can do a lot of tasks, creative, multitask, and all the tasks really good, and it's a driven person, very compliant, keep the data, keep record. So when they did the test, they will be generate a report which show this person is a personality type, whether he is driven or not, compliant or not, and what is the most motivate skill that he has. Is he good at multitasking? Is he good at keeping record, data, statistic, or something? So the test will be shown all in them. So if the test report, if the HR like the test report, they also like the candidate too, because he or she will be perform good in the field. But I can say that after we tested into one of existing clients, based on their interview, they say they identify that the candidate is good. But after actual employment, when they start work, it turned out to be different else. So this test will help them to identify much more clearer than the interview or the gut feeling.
Well, that's really quite interesting. So I think employers will want that to be successful.
Yeah, I hope so. So what we're trying to do is, like, if you are looking for 1 or 2 vacancy, you just have 2 to 3 candidates, one-time interview, and then you can get a good candidates, and it will reduce a lot of times.
I can assure you that's true. We are hiring right now, and it takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
I look forward to using your application.
Actually,
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, actually, I didn't show a slide that we also have Salah as our strategic partner. So Salah mostly he focused a lot on the students, on the graduates. So we partner with Salah as our strategic partnership too, to expand our database into the high school or the graduate before they get into university or careers too.
Well, thank you very much again for your demo, and I wanted to thank anyone. I know we're a little over time. Yes. I just want to check if there's any more questions from the audience, but I think that's it. So I want to thank everybody so much for being here, especially, well, everybody, especially His Excellency Dr. Chhieng Van Munin, with the excellent overview of how Khmer Enterprise is helping to develop and promote the ecosystem here, and to all 3 of our presenters who are all building exchanges, which I did not realize at first, but helping to connect people. And more, there's more to it than just that, but that's a core feature, right? So Mr. Sukliep of SalaTech, Dr. Tong of MeetDoctor, and Mr. Kim Longnavin of Workingna. And I really have to say, we've been doing this for 5 years now in Cambodia, and every year the startups that we feature seem more like startups that could be not just local applications, but regional or even global applications. They seem like really solid applications, and it's really impressive to see what Cambodia is bringing to the world in the world of technology. So again, I want to thank everyone very much for your time, and thanks to our audience and our AV staff for making the webinar possible. And again, thanks to the American Chamber of Commerce for helping sponsor this and to make it possible. So thanks, everyone, and have a good evening. Cheers.
Thanks.